Alright guys, this is my first knife video, and I'm doing it today on my Benchmade 51. More specifically, on my new Flytanium V6 scales that I got for it yesterday. I've had the knife for a little over a year with the G10 scales, obviously, and I think it performed flawlessly. I didn't mind it at all. I know some people think it's a little bit too light, and they're probably the more professional, I guess you can say, flippers that have flipped, Benchmade's 42 and everything. I've never even held a 42, so I'm a little bit newer to the flipping community, but I still like it. I've always flipped cheaper eBay knives and stuff like that, so this is my first high dollar knife. So back to the G10 scales, I didn't think they were that bad. I liked them. Now that I've got these though, which I've been waiting so long for Flytanium to release their newest version, I love them. I'll never go back to the G10. This is so much easier. The knife is still nimble. It's got a little extra weight. It just seems smoother. It even sounds cooler when you're flipping it. It doesn't sound like you're flipping a toy around. So with that being said, I'd totally recommend anyone that's got a Benchmade, even if they like their G10 scales. If you can afford a set of these, if you're that into flipping, I would definitely go and get some titanium scales. They're so much better. Going into the aesthetics of them, they also look awesome. It gives the knife a whole new look. They've got little blue anodized screws. You can get them in blue, silver, and black, I think. They don't sell the pivot screws and the pivot pins, so those aren't blue, but they do sell these screws that hold in your latch or clip and everything. So, and your Zen pin screws. But I like it. Now, Flytanium has a picture on their Facebook site with their other scales that they've made, and to be honest, I think these V6s, in my opinion, lack a little bit because they don't show quite as much as that blue liner on the inside, which I really like. I think that looks cool. It's why this knife's a little bit iconic, because it's got that jeweling. So, but I don't dislike it at all. I still love these scales, not liners. Anyway, so the only thing that I'm kind of bummed out about with it being my knife is, since I got the black scales originally, I got the black blade. And it looks a little funny now. I kind of wish I had a silver blade. Flytanium does release blades, so maybe once they do that, I'll get one of theirs. Either that or, I don't know, maybe try to polish this off or something. There's scratches in the coating and everything anyway. I use this knife pretty heavily. So, the other thing I wanted to say was, I don't know if you can see it, the pivot pins. So the screws set in really nice, but for some reason these pivot pins, where they're splined so they don't spin, they do that on purpose. I can get them in and out of my G10 scales really well. I don't know if anyone else has ever had a problem with this, but you can see that they stick up just a little bit. I sat there and smacked them with a mallet and everything and tried to get them in there. For some reason, I just couldn't get them in. They're not terrible, and really, for as much as you do that high on the knife, I mean, it's not even a bother. They don't spin. They're in there good. They just don't sit all the way down for some reason. I don't know if it's a me thing or if the tolerances are just a little bit tight and they'll loosen up and work in there. But they're on there good, and there's not much play in my knife. I like to keep mine a little bit tighter, so it's hard to do one-handed. I'm holding the camera, sorry guys. But anyway, that's the scales. I thought they're awesome. So, yep, I highly recommend anyone that's thinking about it to get some of those. If you got any questions, just leave a comment and I will answer you when I can. Thanks, guys.